This is papabrad, and welcome to my Dreamcast live stream, where I will be featuring and talking about one of the amazing, remarkable games that came out on the SEGA Dreamcast. Why the SEGA Dreamcast? Because the Dreamcast was awesome. It was decades ahead of its time, and the games on the Dreamcast, they still hold up today. We got some of the greatest arcade ports ever brought to any home console. Plus, we got tons of original games. So why don't you just hang out with me for a while, and we're going to explore some of the amazing titles, the amazing games that made the SEGA Dreamcast my favorite and a lot of other people's favorite console ever released. We're going to talk about all the great games. Thanks for joining me. While you're here, before we get started, don't forget to like this video. If you like home arcade content, consider subscribing to Papabrad's Gaming. While you're at it, ring that bell, so when we go live, you'll get a notification and know when we're talking about the Dreamcast or doing a home arcade stream. Despite its short lifespan and limited third-party support, people have celebrated the Dreamcast as one of the greatest consoles of all time. It is considered light years ahead of its time for pioneering concepts such as online play and downloadable content. Many Dreamcast games that I will discuss are considered innovative classics, including games like Sonic Adventure, Crazy Taxi, Shenmue, Jet Set Radio, and of course, my favorite fighter of all time, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Also, this console had a lot of high-quality ports from Sega's Naomi arcade system board, as it was easy to bring it over to the Dreamcast. So, hang back and enjoy this journey with me into the games of the Dreamcast. Let's take a flashback and take a ride back to the year 1999 and 2000 for Sega's last console, and in my opinion, the best console ever made. Still holds up to me, it's still my favorite. We had the great shmups on the Dreamcast. Tons of great arcade ports. What the Dreamcast had in droves was creativity, originality. They had sports games. I mean, the amount of games that released in the short lifespan of the Dreamcast, it's just simply mind-boggling. So many good games. And it's going to be fun going back and reliving some of these memories of playing some of these awesome games. It'll be fun taking this journey with friends I've met in the home arcade community, in the video game community, and we can chat about these awesome games that, often get overlooked for the newest and shiniest games that are coming out. I want this series of Sega Dreamcast live streams to be really focused and generated around the games that people that are watching these streams want to see. For example, I just streamed Crazy Taxi without editing out any of the music. I took the copyright claim because, to me, I want to show the games in the legit format. And this is not all about money. I'm doing this out of the love of these games and the love of this community. So, come join me, and especially put in the comments of these videos the Dreamcast games you want me to show, and I'm going to try to seek them out with my small army of Dreamcasts. I have 4 Dreamcasts. I have emulators that play Dreamcast. So I'm going to try to find some of these games, and it will be centered around the games that people want to see me play. I will try to go in depth and do a little history, a little background, and talk about these games, talk about what made them special. You know, maybe explore some of the crazy peripherals that SEGA had to play these games. For example, I just played Quake, and I found out that Quake 3 Arena, you could play with a keyboard and mouse. So I went, found the game for one of my good viewers, Quake 3 Arena, found the game. Then I found a mouse that I could use, and I played the game with a mouse. By the way, I would imagine the mouse and keyboard is the way to play that game on the Dreamcast. Could not find the keyboard, but I did get the mouse. There was such a variety of types of games too on the Dreamcast. I still feel like that's missing. I mean, you could even fish on the Dreamcast. You know, they just had some really cool, unique titles that I just don't see the originality and the creativity like it was in the time of the Dreamcast. But you know, maybe I'm just old. What do you think? Hopefully this video rekindles some of your love for Sega's final console, the Dreamcast. Released on 9/9/1999. Put some of the games that are your favorites in the comments section of this video. I will use that to determine the games that I play for my future live broadcasts of the games of the Dreamcast. Dreamcast is still alive and well, even in this year of 2023. With so many options, you can play the games still using discs. You can play the games through emulation. You can play the games through a GDEMU, which is a special hack you can do to a Dreamcast, which basically plays the games just like if the disc was there. It's a drive emulator. One of the crazy things about the Dreamcast is it was so far ahead of its time, it had VGA out. And I'll be using that to stream most of the games. Some games simply don't capture well from VGA out, so I will probably have to play those through emulation. But, you know, as you can see from this video footage, emulation of the Dreamcast has really came a long way. And, you know, it's making these games, which can be very expensive, very obscure, very hard to collect, it's making them available to everyone. I have put together a playlist of all the Dreamcast games and live streams I've done so far. So dig into that. While you're here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that thumbs up. You can do it. This has been papabrad reminding you to always love the Dreamcast and, of course, stay legit.